Mahani ni Maori.
Maori.
Māloe le nei, whakaloko nahi atu. Tāloha ni sāpula vinaka, tālofa, kia ora, tēnā koutou katoa. My name is Tuapepe Evafido, and I am the Deputy Chief Executive Regional Partnerships for the Ministry of Pacific People, your ministry. And we're really very happy, and it's a great pleasure to be here today with your community to celebrate the beginning of Kiribati Language Week, and more importantly, to celebrate with you as a collective Auckland community. I also wish to acknowledge this is the third of 9 Pacific language weeks throughout the country, but this one has been the very best so far. So welcome to everyone. And while I come from the mighty islands of Samoa, and I say that only because we met Tonga yesterday, so if there's any Tonga in the room, I just want to say that. I hope for today that myself and my colleagues, that you can think of us as honorary Kiribati people today. So thank you very much. But here on behalf of the ministry, and I do bring apologies from Minister Alpito Williams-Hill, who could not be here. He's in Wellington at the moment for another activity. We are very pleased, very happy and very grateful that our Kiribati communities have taken the opportunity afforded last year with the inaugural Language Week and are making it grow and succeed even more. In 2021 is no different. We will continue to grow and succeed. Firstly, I'd just like to acknowledge President Sitek and acknowledge the Auckland Kiribati Unity Church, Unifying Church, New Zealand Youth and the Sunday School for hosting this event. Thank you very much to the Sunday School and all the leaders, as well as the youth pastor, for leading today. The voices of our young people are what we have as our legacy from the past, and they will continue to sustain and lift our hopes and our dreams. So we're very thankful, very honoured to be looked after and supported by our young people. I'm also wanting to acknowledge the Kiribati Steering Committee for leading the activities of this Kiribati Language Week. And finally, thank each and every one of you for coming out here today. We thank you for your time, and thank you for welcoming us so graciously and openly. Last year we saw the launch of the Kiribati Language Week, and the ministry has worked alongside the steering committee to see how we can do even better than last year and sustain things and make sure things are better. So this year we've supported the steering committee and based on the following theme of Mauni today, ina non te moenga, kon kari kente nauroi, ona te o te tangira. Apologies, sorry if I mispronounced that, but you should see the minister's video, he was with I tried. But everyone, you all know, and we've heard it today, the pastor said it today, this is meaning that the home is where we nurture our children towards a healthy, responsible, loving and prosperous future. This is all about well-being for our ministry. If we know our language, if we know our culture and our identity, we are well, we are happier, we are better, and we will succeed and be healthy in this world. When the committee was choosing this theme, they talked about some of their concerns about the anglicizing of your language, where we're looking at our words and turning them, just translating them into English words. And the fear with that is we lose the meaning, we lose the context of our language, and our language fades a little bit in terms of its colour. This government is very strongly committed to supporting and looking after our Pacific Language Week, and with the investment from the 2019 Wellbeing budget of $20 million that helped establish a Pacific language unit within the ministry and helped to increase our funding for Pasifika communities to have their own language events. We are trying to make sure that this treasure of our language and our culture can be given to this generation and to future generations to come. Our Pacific languages, and especially this week our Kiribati language, provides the key reference points for our identity and our worldview, for our faith and our connectedness. And as the pastor said today, We teach our language and we learn our language in our homes and in our families. Our parents are our first teachers. And I thank Tina for translating the pastor's words in case you thought I could understand it. So this is what we all say. This is what we believe as Pacifica. The home is where we teach. The parents are our first teachers, and it's not just our parents, it's our grandparents, our uncles and aunties. Our children are lucky, but we have to make sure they continue to stay lucky by supporting things like our language week. That said, this year is a year of transition for our Pacifica language weeks. We have reviewed and gotten more feedback about what we could do better from our community groups across the 9 language weeks that we support. As part of the changes and the improvements we want to support, we will be assessing this themed approach, making sure there's a consistent theme across all of our languages, while enabling our communities to take control and own their weeks. We'll be extending our language promotions, so it's not just 1 week. We'll look at longer periods so that people can be exposed to Kiribati and to the other Pacific languages. We will increase our funding, but finally we're also celebrating our language champions. And this is a very great honour that we're introducing this year with Rotuma and Samoa, recognising those people in our communities that lead with passion, that lead with intention, and the importance of retaining our Kiribati language, our Samoa language, our Rotuma language, and all of our Pacific languages. We don't celebrate our parents, our grandparents, those here today that talk in their Kiribati language, that teach and that create the road for the next generation to travel. So we will do that, and you will do that, or at least our Kiribati community will do that on the 17th of July at the closing ceremony here in Auckland. And in addition to Kiribati's Language Week, and we know that, we just want to also acknowledge and recognise a very special day tomorrow, part of your Independence Day, the 42nd anniversary for becoming independent from Britain. So well done, and congratulations. We're happy to have this big momentous day and to recognise that. I will say Samoa has also had its Independence Day, so you're still going to catch up. Very happy about the success that you have as an independent country. But your independent country has 120,000 people back in Kiribati across your massively stretched islands from east to west. And there are about 3,200 Kiribati people here in New Zealand as of the 2018 census. And the future for all of us is changing very quickly and very rapidly. We want to make sure that whatever happens in the future, that our young people are anchored to our values and to our identities. And that means, as has been said already by the President and by the Pastor, it means being anchored in our language and knowing our language and taking that forward. So we're grateful for this opportunity. We're thankful for the work of the steering committee, and we also finally acknowledge the people of Kiribati and the history of Kiribati is not one that many of us do know well across Aotearoa New Zealand. And we're thankful for this opportunity of our language weeks for people to learn more about Kiribati, its history, its beauty and its culture. And we're thankful, very thankful, and I speak on behalf of the Minister and the entire ministry, that the Kiribati Language Week has been a successful language week. It's well and truly part of our series of language weeks throughout the country. And we look forward to sharing your stories, your language and your culture with all New Zealanders so they recognise the taonga, the treasure that is Kiribati. So Mālofa Utai, thank you very much. I wish you all the best for your upcoming language week activities. And Korapa, thank you.
Before I proceed on with my conversation today, I just want to first greet you, our honored guests, and all of you who are coming this afternoon. From the Maori. It is a great privilege indeed for me to stand in front of you on behalf of Sunday school teachers and all the kids in Auckland to give a sincere thanks to our honored guests and all of you who are coming today, especially our honored guests who are joining us today as the day we are marking our the opening of our week, our Kiribati language week today. So we just want to present our gift to our honored guests. This is the wheel. Symbolize the home that we nurture, where we nurture our children towards a healthy, responsible, loving, and prosperous future. So we want to present this to our honored guests, and I just want to call upon our
Mana yuk?